Hello everyone and welcome back to Tech 5 Production. So around 2 weeks ago, we reviewed a casing that's budget friendly and also amazing bang for your buck. So we thought, why not continue the trend with another Pang Lang Zhang casing, and also comes with lots of RGB fans together. So today, we'll be reviewing the 1stPlayer MV5-T, which is short form for MegaView 5 Transparent. So it's called that because of the bezel-less design between the front and the side panel of this casing, giving you a mega view of your PC build, pun fully intended. In terms of sizing, the MV5-T is on the shorter side of things. This is thanks to its dual chamber layout, but because of that layout, it will also be a bit wider than most MATX casing. Oh, and because of that, its form factor will be using an MATX layout. And if you're someone that's looking for a white PC build, it does come with a full white, including the inside that's white color as well. Next, let's talk about the included fans and the value of this casing. With this casing only priced at 219 ringgit and 10 ringgit more for the white version if you prefer it to be snow white. And it includes 5 ARGB fans. That's right, 5 ARGB fan. That means these fans will be fully syncable with your motherboard if it supports ARGB. All these fans will be connected to an ARGB fan hub that is both power and the ARGB together for you to control it all at once. Thanks to the fan hub that we just mentioned, it does make connecting all of these fans here a lot more convenient. But the downside is it is using a proprietary header for the fan hub. So it is quite a bummer if you plan to switch out some of the fan here to another set of fan that you just purchased. Then you have 2 fan hub running along because these uses proprietary and not the normal PWM and ARGB header. But I mean, you would keep this because they look quite good, don't they? On the topic of that, what do you guys think of how this casing looks? I personally like all dual chamber setup of casing myself because it allows for a lot of fan placement, for example on the side and the bottom of the casing, and allows for a lot of space on your GPU. And all this, including the Mega View feature with the bezel-less design over here, makes this casing look a lot more premium than its initial asking price, if you ask me. It'll come with 2 USB 3.0 along with a mic and audio combo jack, a reset button, and an LED button in case your board doesn't have ARGB support. Let's go over the MV5-T's clearance and fan support. Now, the supported air cooler height of the casing is a bit on the shorter side, with it only supporting coolers of up to around 157mm. But if you get a dual chamber casing, you'll likely want to use an AIO. The AIO supported for this casing is an 240 AIO on the top of the casing. The side, despite able to fit 2 120mm fans, can't really fit a 240 AIO as we tried. As for the other placement, the top and bottom is able to fit 2 120mm fans, and the back is able to fit one more 120mm fan. So no 140mm fan support on this casing. For the GPU clearance, it's able to support GPU length of up to 330mm, which means you'll be able to fit a number of triple fan cards on it, like the ones we have over here. Going into the internals of this casing, there will also be a motherboard extender which is detachable. This allows you to fit a full-size MATX board like the one we have over here, or remove it if you have a smaller board like an ITX, or a smaller MATX like most of the A320 boards, to allow for more airflow from the side of the fans. Let's jump to the back of this casing and see how it's like back there. The back has a decent amount of space even for thicker and longer cables. Cable tying points are in good places, but are quite hard to access once you put your power supply in. So I recommend anyone who's building in this case to do a bit of planning first, and you should be able to have good results of your cable tie afterwards. For storage support, it's able to support 2 SATA SSD and 1 3.5-inch hard drive, both of which are mounted on this SSD and hard disk tray, which is quite easy to remove and attach. And for the power supply support on the MV5-T, it supports ATX power supply with length support of about 160mm, which is the PSU we're using right here. And no, You can't get extra PSU length support by taking out the hard drive tray like previous casing that we've reviewed. On to a few nitpicks that I have with this casing. The out-of-box configuration for the fan placement of this casing is all exhaust, creating a very negative airflow setup for this casing. So if there's something that bothers you, remember to rearrange the fans to its proper positions. Or if you're buying this casing from a reputable PC shop, do remember to call them to flip the fans over when you get a build from them so that you can have proper airflow setup on your preferred build. The next one that I have, the nitpick I have for this casing would be the bottom holes of the casing, where they're quite small and hard to access once you have put the power supply in. So I recommend you to put your I/O, your USB and everything below to get them done first before placing your power supply, or you're going to have quite a bad time. And I'm sure you guys want to know how the airflow setup for this casing will be like. So let's cut to the B-roll and see how it performs. And there you have it, another awesome choice for all the conscious budget buyers out there. With its price and 5 included ARGB fan along with its dual chamber setup, it's certainly a great pick, especially if you're someone who doesn't like the traditional mid-tower layout. This should certainly be in your shortlist. And that's all the time we have for this review. We hope that this review helped you out in picking your next dream casing. And do remember to like, share and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!